All right, all right, all right, all right. You can't make this shit up. Angelina Rahman, David Washington, we are at the Oxford Sports Pub and Secret Society in Altamont Springs. Hello, Altamont Springs. Hello,
Hello.
Florida. Hello, America. And you know something? This is one of those you can't make this shit up
You
moments
really can't.
right here. This particular topic here in Florida, and Governor Ron DeSantis and
Your best friend.
yes, indeed, presidential hopeful and failed campaigner for that office.
Which is why you need us. If you want to
Exactly.
win Governor Ron DeSantis, hit us up.
Maybe a little bit too late, but he needed us.
Exactly. You can pull off a miracle. You got this.
Yes, I have. Yeah, I've done
Uh-huh.
it before. I've done it with 17 days left before an election, so miracles can happen. But Ron and the Florida Board of Education have doubled down, tripled down on the fact that slavery can be taught in schools and in middle school, and that slavery had benefits to it.
hmm
And I'm like,
Benefits to the slaves.
exactly, it benefits to the slaves themselves. And I mean, everyone's just like, wow.
Exactly.
And again, the administration doubled down on this. And I think to myself, and of course, everyone whipped out their history books and did some research. And I'm like, we're talking about one of the most heinous acts of torture, genocide, inhumane treatment
Exactly.
that occurred in the history of our world on a large scale. However, there's benefits to being a slave. As Ron DeSantis, I think I heard say, I'm paraphrasing, you know, they learned how to be a blacksmith, and that skill was passed on down the generational line. And just like, wow. And I guess, Ron, since you're a history major, presumably, and that you've written a history book, your version of what the founding fathers believed. I wonder if you read the book Slave Life in Georgia, a narrative of the life of John Brown, a slave who at the age of 10 years old was torn from his family, and he was experimented on by his plantation owners, physical torture. However, there were benefits to that.
Well, that's the thing, because even Republicans, we acknowledge, well, I'm not trying to make it seem like we're bad, because we're pretty great for the most part, but we acknowledge that slavery is a sin. We
Yes.
acknowledge that that was a sin of the past. And our argument to that is, well, I don't want to say argument, but we encourage people, yes, of course America did bad things in the past, but the whole point is for us to move forward.
Correct.
Look back and move forward.
Learn from it.
Exactly. Learn from these mistakes. But whenever you make bogus claims such as, oh yeah, slavery benefited the black people, like that makes you sound so heinous. And
Right.
especially since many men and women were raped on occasion.
Yes.
Am I allowed to say rape on YouTube?
You can say great.
Great. That's exactly what I said.
Exactly.
Well, and that's not a benefit, and this happened multiple times to them. So the fact that you could go and say that this was a benefit to them, did they learn skills? They must have learned something, of course.
Sure, of course.
Of course they learned something, but at the end of the day it was forced labor.
That's
And it
correct.
was really hard whenever, they were officially freed as slaves. It was hard for them to do anything else but the work that they were commanded to do, because that's all that they were taught.
That's correct. We're talking about human bondage,
Absolutely.
and we're talking about individuals who had no choice.
Absolutely.
Many were born into slavery, who had no choice but to be enslaved by the plantation owners and do their job or face severe punishment or death. And for 10-year-old John Brown, not the abolitionist, but actual slave born in approximately 1810, he endured a great deal of torture and experimentation to see how deep his black skin was, and many other atrocities. And it's just amazing that to this day, for someone of such prominence as Ron DeSantis
Absolutely.
to move forward with this idea, to say the really stupid, ignorant part out loud,
Absolutely.
there were benefits to the slave for being in human bondage.
Exactly.
And it tells us who we are, what we're doing, and as Americans, or as Joel would say, statesmen, whatever. However, it's hurtful, it's painful. Excuse me. And I recommend, if Ron ever picks up a book again, to read Slave Life in Georgia. I'll read it with you. We'll have a little book club. We'll discuss it
Come on the show.
on the show. However, what do you expect from a man who's dog whistled in the past about racial issues, who hires known racist and fascist sympathizers on his campaign as speechwriters, who don't have a retort of any kind when anti-LGBT material is promoted in his name, anti-black, anti-minority policies are rubber stamped by the supermajority Republican legislature in Florida. What do you expect?
Exactly. Well, that's the thing though. So with this, I was actually
Yummy. All right.
awesome. So back to what I was saying before the storm just rudely interrupted me.
Thank you, Joel. You're on camera.
You can't make this SHIT up.
Yes, you can.
But I really do believe that Ron DeSantis.
We're recording. We'll get to it in a second. Yes, you.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll let Angelina wrap it up and then.
Exactly. But I really do believe that this actually had the potential to benefit our public education system, because most of the time, well, I mean, I remember whenever we were learning about Black history, I'd be like, all right, it's Black History Month, let's talk about slavery today.
Mhm.
And it would always be about slavery, and it was always so awkward in the classroom.
Yeah.
Because even little children, at the time I was quite young, we would look at each other and be like, oh, I'm sorry,
Right.
and then like there was even like this one assignment where I don't know why my teacher did this, but she had us separate. She put the white kids on one side of the classroom and then put the Black kids on the other side of the classroom, and then little mixed me had no idea where to go.
Right. Oh, mercy me.
So I really feel that this could have been a step towards the right direction, actually honoring Black history and
Right.
honoring things that that Black people did.
Right.
And it could have been more of a positive spin. But I think that whenever you make outlandish claims like, oh yes, slavery was good, that's whenever it makes you look ignorant, and then that takes away your credibility. And keep in mind, Ron DeSantis, I like you. I think you're great. I call you Uncle Ron behind your back. So I like you. So that's why I'm being more critical of what you're saying.
My final note on this,
Mhm.
now that lunch is here, could this be the last nail in the coffin in regards to at least me discussing Ron DeSantis in this campaign? I don't know. It's disappointing that we are where we are with this.
Absolutely. My final note is do better. Uncle Ron, you got this. I really do think that you could do better than this. But please take what we're saying into consideration and reevaluate what you're doing. That is my final note. With that, if you want to make innovational politics go viral, please like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell. You don't want to miss an episode of You Can't Make This Shit Up. I don't want to miss an episode.
No.
John, our producer, doesn't want
Not
to.
at all. Yes.
So please like, comment, share, subscribe. Did you agree with us? Do you think that slavery benefited the slaves? If so, or if not, please comment down below.
Yes.
We have LinkedIn. We have X because Twitter is being weird. Instagram, Facebook. We have all that stuff. So please like, share, subscribe, and we are out.
We're out.